let's see. Slide duration. That's good. Hi. All right. Cool. All right, we got a little bit of lag. That's all right. Okay, welcome to this, I guess, live build. I think I'll be calling it. Today, I am finally starting my roof. The roof has been in process for a while, at least gathering the resources, and now we're just starting to build in earnest. Now, I think I should have enough materials to build the roof. Now, I'm building the roof out of nether brick, and I'm doing that because I need a roof that won't burn. I've been having issues with my house on occasion catching fire. If you look just around the edge there, you can kind of see where there's been some fire damage. I have no idea. I went into the nether and it wasn't raining, and then it was. And then my house was just burning. It's like, no, oak wood's so annoying to get for me. So here we are, just kind of starting to build the house itself. And this should be okay. It should go okay. I'm just on the very beginning stages here. I'm just laying in, the first edgings of it. But it should be okay. So let's see. Just trying to go out all the way to the edge here. Now what I'm trying to do is basically create a protective barrier where the lightning will not strike at all. And then basically help me have a fireproof house. Because like I said, generally I like to build out of stone because I know that lightning does strike. And it's kind of annoying to deal with. So this is just kind of my way of mitigating that. So I can, build my house pretty much out of whatever I want. And it should be okay. Alright. I think I'm going to get something. Just to kind of make it a little easier to lay the blocks. Now it does tend to make it a little longer to lay in these roof pieces. But I think that having just a little bit of, stuff on hand to make the process go a little bit easier would be kind of nice. So we'll be working with that. Good times. All right. So I'll just lay that in like so. Hop. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be leaving a little hole here so I can, get to the edge of the house again. Because I don't want to get stuck out here on the roof and have to drop down or, risk any fall damage or anything like that. But sometimes if I'm not doing this live, I'll actually just line the entire inside of the roof with dirt and then do that because I am terrified of heights. I probably mentioned that before. I don't like being up high. This is up high for me. I'm building on a hill, so that's high. Going up there and chopping the wood that I'm using to fire my coal system is high. Now I'm using wood because it's kind of a more abundant supply. It can be a little inefficient, but for me right now, time is the more valuable asset. So I'm kind of trying to make sure I don't have to go back and do some mining because right now as it is I'm already expecting that I might have to go and stop mining or building the house and actually go and get more nether brick because the return on nether brick stairs is not a lot. You gotta mine a lot of netherrack to get the kind of roof I need. I need 13 stacks of nether brick stairs to make this roof. So this is not gonna go quick. I'm fully anticipating this taking forever. So As this roof gets higher and higher, you're going to hear me kind of whine and moan a little bit more here and there because I hate going up this high. I mean, I like it because I would never do this in real life. Never, no, never, not never, ever, ever. But that's kind of the benefit of Minecraft. I can be a bit more risky. I mean, if I really want to jump off, die, and be fine. Real life, I have to go to the hospital. That's not good. Not good at all. So, in case you're wondering, yeah, I actually took the smelters from downstairs and brought them all the way up here just to kind of facilitate this process. I built 2 entirely new ones, including a half one. So what you're looking at there is in those 3, I've got my nether brick smelting, and over here I've actually got wood set up to make charcoal so that I don't have to mine coal. You probably have seen something like this before. I don't see it a ton on YouTube because I think a lot of people on YouTube are just like, well, I just go mine the coal like a real person. Not me. Not me. So what happens here is this is a natural splitter. So I put coal up here. I'm sorry, I put wood up here, and it splits automatically between the fuel input, which comes in through the back, and the to be smelted, to be furnaceized, to be cooked input through the top. And they basically, they both cook each other, and you wind up with charcoal, which is pretty handy. It puts it out of and that's a good thing. Let's see, I'll just make some more while we're over here. So yeah, this is kind of what I've been doing for... Are you serious? Really? Okay. This is what I've been doing for the last hour and a half. Give or take. In real life, it's just going through and mine another core or another rack and baking it down and turning it into brick and turning the brick into stairs and so on and so forth. It's been kind of fun. What just happened? What? How did that... I'm gonna have to check the feed. Something... I'm on fire again! How am I on fire? No! How? Oh, I bet I know. It's the lava. So dumb. Okay, yeah. This chicken farm is getting moved. That's ridiculous. Oh my goodness. That's what that was. I had no idea. No idea what that was. Now look at me. Oh my goodness. Way to go, Smithers. Way to go. Oh my gosh. I could not figure out for the life of me what was causing that. It was the lava. The lava was too close. I thought that was far enough away. I must have miscounted. That's crazy. Okay. Okay. Oh. I thought that was lightning. Okay, so earlier I'd come out and this was on fire, and I was like, why is this on fire? It's burning away. That makes no sense. Now, as it turns out, behind my back, my chicken farm has been trying to burn down my house. Now I'm just going to fill this in with logs. I know that seems a little wasteful, but I was going to probably tear this out and use wood half slabs because I just like the look of them a little bit better. So, yeah, we'll just pop that in here. Okay. Well, we solved the mystery of the mysterious, super mysterious house fire. Awesome. Way to go. Way to go. So I'm just kind of looking for a nice, peaceful night of building, to be honest. It's been a a good but hectic week at the job. Um, Working with students is exhausting. They're don't get me wrong, they're a lot of fun, but you have so much fun with it that it gets tiring. You're dealing with people and their homework questions and their questions a lot of times about life, and that's a fun part of the job. But there are times where you just get tired. And you just need to check out and take a break, and that's why we play Minecraft. Yes, sirree, Bob. Alright. Just keep going here. Now, I am going for a nice and steep roof. Not like wizard hat steep, but, steps steep. Now, I'm going with steps because I don't want anything spawning on this roof. And if you use your stairs, nothing should be able to spawn because they don't spawn on half slabs and stairs unless I'm completely mistaken. But I've never had anything spawn on my roofs, so I'm assuming that I am not mistaken, which is nice. Alright. I think I want to figure out where the center of this roof is. I haven't quite figured that part out yet, but I probably should. I don't want to overbuild on one side, so we'll have to see. I think I'll go figure that out right now that my house is not burning down. Of course, I bet, if anyone is watching and they're a long-time YouTuber, they probably caught that chicken farm problem way back when I started putting wood near this thing, which is, a dumb mistake. But, you live and you learn. That's the best way to learn, I guess. It's through trial and error. Alright, trial and error. I just made a parrot noise. Okay. Yep. So this is a 2-wide roof because this is a 2-wide house. So that'll work out just perfect. Just ducky. Alright. We'll stick that there. Now, this is going to seem really weird, but I'm just going to put this out here so I have a little safety margin to jump and stand on. Right? I don't like making dumb mistakes and landing on the ground really hard. Like I said, it's just a game, but screaming into the microphone in terror is bad. Although I've learned from watching these videos that I'm not really a screamer. And to an extent, I wish I was. I kind of wish I was one of those YouTubers that had one of those really weird voices, or just talk like this, or just was weird, or scream to the microphone when I got scared, because that would be entertaining. But my reflex is just to clench, don't make any sounds, just brace. Essentially, it's like one of those fainting goats. Just freeze up, do nothing, and try not to die. Alright. Let's see if we can just stick this back here. Yes, we can. Yeah, I have a feeling I'm going back to Nether. As much as I would like to say I don't want to, or I don't think I'm going to need to, I'm probably going to go back in Nether. Gonna have to harvest some more resources, probably build another pick. This is my my standby pick, this is my workhorse pick, this is my good pick, with fortune on it. This is just one I use for general mining and all that fun stuff. I'm actually really doing good on this roof. Normally I put stairs on kind of cattywampus, and I'm hitting it pretty good. because I'm tired or what, but my aim is like spot on right now. And I guess by way of explanation, what I mean by that is, when you're recording, you're extra unconscious of what you're doing. Like you're just staggering around, you know, all crazy drunk, and you're just not paying attention to what you do, and it's kind of hard to build live, to do anything while you're recording, because you're just not used to working and talking. For the most part, it's very distracting, doing this live. But you know, I kind of sat down when I decided I wanted to do this particular type of thing, for my, you know, blogs for work. I was just like, I want to do Minecraft because I like Minecraft. I can get behind doing Minecraft. You know, I'm a web guy as well as a bunch of, I'd consider myself a general technologist, really. I love tech, and I love knowing how to use it. I love knowing how to do stuff. So I'm just like, I can totally get behind doing web videos. I've been working on finding good ways to do screencasting for years. You know, there's some stuff I've been planning on doing at work with this. So it just made perfect sense to go ahead and use Minecraft as a vehicle to do that. So I'm kind of doing this for a lot of reasons, I guess. This is professional development for me, just in terms of making sure I can have the stream up and, you know, viable. I think when it comes to classes where I'm talking about online branding and social media, this will be a handy way to kind of keep current on the tech. If I'm, you know, using it, I don't have to worry about, oh, you know, they changed something since the last time I did it. I can just stay current with this, which I think is a good thing. So, all right. Now, I am quite proud of myself. I really haven't been doing any cheating, per se. If I, you know, I don't think I have. I thought about it once. I'm not sure if I did. I don't think I did. Let's check. Nope. Local difficulties 2.7. So, yep. Still doing quite good. And I'll be honest, it's kind of been nice. I was talking about earlier, in a different episode, about redoing the server and kind of letting people keep their houses and maybe even moving the whole town from one world to the next. And I ultimately ended up doing that, and it's been fun. That was a big move, because I didn't just take the houses. I actually took the whole structure of the town. And I want to say that worked flawlessly, but I kind of filled all the underground spaces with water and dirt by accident. It was an honest engine accident. So I spent a good amount of the weekend, or you know, the end of the week, just digging that out, you know, so that other people wouldn't have to. And that was a fair amount of space. And I was using command, you know, like fill commands and fill and replace to do that, to selectively grab stuff and kind of not damage people's stuff if I could help it. The tricky part was I did manage to mess with a few people's contraptions a little too much, so there might be a little rewiring to do. But we knew that was going to happen. We knew that there might be a little bug or an issue or something like that. But getting in there and fixing stuff is kind of the fun of Minecraft, right? Right? Okay. Looks good. And I don't think I'll have enough of these for one more pass, so I'm just going to go ahead, see if I can get some more of these. They should be ready. Should have some bricks ready. Hopefully my production is keeping pace with how fast I'm using it. It's doing okay. I think I'm going to run into kind of an entropy problem here eventually. Yeah, it's going to not be good. You know what? Maybe... Yeah, I bet I can do that. grab a stack from each of these, and I'm going to use the wood furnace to speed this up slightly. All right. Wonderful. Okay. So convert these into nether brick blocks. Convert them to stairs. All right. Doing okay. Could be doing better. I don't think I'm going to stop and make any more furnaces. I think that would be a little wasteful. I mean, I'll eventually use them later, but I think the problem is I'm going through the nether brick or the netherrack really fast. So my problem is not the furnaces. The furnaces are working just fine. I'm just needing more netherrack. And this is where I'm kind of kicking myself for saying, you know, I'm just not going to use creative as much as possible. I want to build this all from scratch, which is fun, but it does kind of go counter to my game design tendencies. See, in the game industry, you want to be responsible, not play steal, but cheating is kind of non-existent. Cheating is playing smart, is doing things the most efficient way to get the task done, not necessarily trying to, you know, do it the old-fashioned way, the old hard way. So, yeah. I think while I'm up here, I'm just going to chop these down. So, this will be another little resource run. Essentially, just gonna step away from the nether brick for the moment, and then I'm going to start. Oh, come on! I'm going to. How tall is that tree? Jeepers! What was I saying? I'm gonna go get some nether brick. And really start to kind of haul on getting my resources. All right. All right. Now, apparently this tree is much taller than I thought it was. So I'm just going to pillar up with the wood that I just chopped. How's that for wasting a pick? Seriously? Grab these wonderful resources. Oh, come on. Wonderful resources from this wonderful tree. And start chopping all the way down. Alright. Now I'm also probably going to leave a hole whereby I may still grow these trees. Primary reason being is I want the resource. I want to be able to, you know, still grow these things from up here on the roof. It's really handy not to have to travel up and down, up and down, up and down ladders, whilst running and getting resources. You don't want to do that. Not good. Ladders are boring. They take time. They're not really doing anything. They don't really get you anything. All they do is they get you up and down. That's just not good enough. Not good enough. Not fast enough. Alright. You know, as I'm looking at my building style, and I've been kind of going back and looking at old builds, primarily because I'm trying to organize all my Minecraft worlds. I have a bland style of building. They're very utilitarian. I don't tend to space and time and resources on just the look and appeal of buildings. So I think I'm going to try and counter that. You know, I need to introduce more color. I need to introduce just a little bit more glitz and glam. to my builds because they can get a little stagnant. I mean, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and if I'm going to do this, I want to, I want to get subscribers, I guess, and just boring builds, you're not going to get that. Not going to get that. So, let's see, leave you. Don't really need you. Leave you. And that's pretty good for another excursion. Alright. I think what I'll do is I'll sleep. Oh. And we'll head on into the Nether. Alright. And I can see that that was a good choice. Okay. Oh, we got a skeleton to contend with on the other side now. Oh, well, that was quick. Alright, so I have been farming my netherrack kind of up here. Big reason I'm doing that is because I kind of don't want to dig too much down near the lava, because I know my nether portal is very close to lava and I don't want to deal with that. No, I don't. Now I know you do get lava in here, but I'm just mainly digging out the floor, so I'm kind of aware of what I'm getting. And as I'm getting holes where there might be a little bit of lava, I'll just fill it in. No big deal. No big deal. So, just mining away. Alright. Pack that Minecraft uses. Has anyone ever noticed if you use the Faithful pack, this looks like cobblestone covered in blood. Or a lot of kidneys covered in blood. Which is kind of creepy. I mean, I suppose it's the health mention, but if that's what this really is, this is a very scary game. That's probably not what it is, but I think it's what it is. I don't know what that says about me, but whatever. Too late to do anything about it now. Alright. So I've kind of fallen into a pattern as far as like when I do videos. I do most of my video recording during the week, and I pretty much just upload them right when I get them. 1, maybe 2 episodes a day. One episode a day, pretty night. And then I think on the weekends I kind of try and do a little bit of live streaming. Mainly because I want to keep in practice with the live streaming. I think the live streaming is probably the more useful skill in this day and age. But I think just for some variety, I mean, sometimes it's nice to actually go and have a chance to meet people. Probably gonna need a new pick. Man, I'm gonna need a new pick. But yeah, I mean, last time I did this, I had some people on and I totally didn't realize it. Because I kind of wasn't expecting it. It's a new channel and definitely not well known. I'm not known at all, so I can't even say well known. But it was kind of surprising, so I'm just like, I think I'll keep that up because I think as I progress, it might be fun to kind of build up a community. Just people who watch. Alright. Now I know I'm going to be mining out that floor in a little bit, but what I don't want to do is like those weird drops that throws off my aim. I mean, what if I hit that pigman? If I hit that pigman, it's a bad thing. Very bad thing. I think I'm pretty much going to gather netherrack until this pick wears out. Jump back into the overworld. Make myself a new pick. That'll be how I make the transition from the other task to this task. So I could sit down and figure out exactly how much another brick I need, but frankly, the math is kind of boring to me right now. I'm just kind of going with the flow, grabbing what I need. Not worrying too bad, you know. And that's just shooting from the hip. Just feel like shooting from the hip tonight. Alright. Yeah, get you on the floor with me there, buddy. Oh, great. Alright. This makes me want a beacon so bad. I mean, not so bad. I mean, in my other world for my server, I've been able to use basically the fill command to move and hollow out blocks a lot faster. And of course, you got as many blocks as you want when you're in creative mode. But man, this feels good. Okay, sweep the room. Boop. Boop. Oh, damn, plenty. I think I'm gonna harvest down this hallway because I kind of forgot to do the hallway here. Make sure I remember which way is the way out. I should really write down the coordinates for my nether portal, now that I think about it. That might help me keep track of where I am if I ever get lost in the nether. I do find the idea of compasses a little funny in the game. How they always more or less point towards spawn. That's, to me, kind of a different mechanic. I'll start the stairs and work my way back into the room. That way, just solve my OCD. At first, I'm just like, I don't get it. Which way is north? And it seems to keep moving around. And then I actually bothered to. No! Oh. Okay, if I die, I can get my stuff. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Ah, first death. What? Am I stuck? Okay, let's just go get my stuff. Just straight dive in. What? That's totally not expected. But whatever. Okay. Well, I'll just drop off my netherrack, I guess. That was really convenient. I wonder if I have anything trapped on the other side. That was really weird. I've never died in a nether portal before. Well, there's most of my... Okay. Well, my XP levels are gone. But that's okay. Okay. Let's go take care of this lava lest I forget it. Did I get it? I think I got it. Yeah, lava. Good times. Okay. Well, I don't remember what I was saying. Compass is stupid. Just dying. I'm just dying to die. Yeah, that's the first death. You see, but that's what I mean. I was like, oh, no. But I'm not gonna start screaming. I'm not that kind of guy. Sorry. Just not prone to. Alright. Roosh. Roosh. Reminds me of weed whacking when I was a kid. Hated weed whacking. Let's see. This pick. Let's get 52 left. That's a stack. It's one last stack I have to come in for, which is nice. Left. Oh. All right. Aha, there we go. All right. All out of pickaxe. No. Tiny little morsels. Yum. Yum. Alright. Well, looks good. Looks like that was a pretty good run. Now hopefully, as long as I don't die again, should be awesome. More experience floating around. Why are the pigs in my cow? Okay. Don't want to know. Nope, nope, nope. Don't want to know. 1, 2, 3. Oh. To get some wood upstairs. Do I have it? I'll not worry about the enchanting right now. Alley-oop. All right, here we are. Back. All right. Now, just on principle alone, let's go ahead and make ourselves a new pickaxe. Nice. Nice. Alright, I'll be able to turn that into something cool later. Okay. And you are out of fuel. Yeah, you need a little more juice there, buddy? There you go. Let's check. Oh, criminy. Just grab that. Drop those there. Yeah, I really feel like really feeling like that was a good choice. Putting those trees up here. This whole process would have ground to a halt if I hadn't done that. So I'm calling that a good thing. All right, keep you going. Alright, plant some more trees. I'll bet. And I think this time I'm going to bone meal 2 of them. Because, yeah, That was pretty annoying last time. Grow for me. Alright. You're just gonna have to grow the old fashioned. I'm gonna let those cook for now. I'm gonna have to get some more charcoal going. Luckily I have a reserve. Alright. And that's not what I want. You I'm going to feed into this system here. Okay. Hello. What you doing there? Stealing my ground. I eat chicken at you. Yes, I do. Alright. Do. Alright. Make some more delicious resource. Our wonderful steps. It's really funny. Like I think of everything in terms of resource. You'll hear me say that a lot. In games, you play games long enough, you work with game design, just even the understanding the design of them long enough, everything's a resource to me. Everything. You know, it might be like a fuel resource, it might be a building material resource, everything's a resource. I just kind of can't differentiate it any other way. So if you ever see me, you know, say, oh, resource, that's just what I'm talking about. I'm just so tired of worrying about the particulars of what things are supposed to be called in the game. I don't really care. It's a resource. It's there to help me play the game better, beat the thing, slay the what's-it-call-it guy on the other side. Yeah. So it doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter what it's called. So, alright, I think I'm going to buckle down and just start building better than that. I don't want to start making dumb mistakes. I'll probably go for another 15 minutes or so. Then might just call it a night because I am tired and I can feel myself getting to the point where I'm going to start making mistakes, and I don't want that. Don't want that at all. Alright. Hello, skeleton. Hello. Okay. That first one, that one's always the most nerve-wracking for me. After that, the rest of these are relatively easy. This is the only time I'm over a big, dark pit. Well, pit, as known as the world. Yeah. No big deal. Just terms. Alright. I want you to grow so I can harvest your stuff. Okay. We'll just put one by one here. Look at all those guys. Look at those guys. Look at that amount of guys. That's a ton of guys. Most of you are going to burn. Because you're sinners. Alright. Looks good. This roof is going to be... I think the nice part of this roof is I'm going to have to do it once. Well, okay. When I say once, eventually I'm actually going to make windows in this roof. I like windows. I think that they would just kind of like poking out the sides here, and that'll just give me a bit more perspective. It'll also give me a convenient way to get out here and get up on top of the roof and just kind of look around at my domain of blockiness. So that ought to be good. Alright. Here. Alright. Looks good. Wonderful, wonderful. Oh, yes. Now, I mean, if you look at the... Oh, there goes the tree. Perfect. Probably grab that next. If you look at the size of this, the reason I'm going with the roof like this is because it's not as tall, and I don't like heights, but I still get a huge amount of room to maneuver. I mean, that is nothing to to turn your nose up at as far as like quality of room size. We're not that close to the roof. There's going to be plenty of room. This will probably be a very functional floor for me because at this point, this is even though this is a tilted roof, this is a lot of room to work with. Just didn't have the one stair. It's a lot of room to work with. I'm going to take care of this right now because if experience has told me anything, if I forget that one stair, just you wait. I'll have completely forgotten it. I'll have to go back outside and redo it again. But as I was starting to rant, plenty of room up here on the floor. There's just tons of room. I could put my enchanting up here. I could put anything up here, and that would just be plenty of space to do pretty much anything I need. You know what I could do? Just to be obnoxious, I could put my farm up here. Right? Up here? Yeah? No? Yeah? That could be fun. That could actually be really fun. Yeah. I like that idea. Maybe that's what I'll do. This will be my farming level, where I grow things and brew things. Maybe put enchanting up here, because it's awesome. Yeah. Alright. There you go. I'm gonna be honest with you guys for just a moment here. There's that whole Herobrine or however you say his name. Every now and again, when something weird happens, like parts of my floor go missing because I forgot that lava burns things, I swear to you, I'm like, maybe he is actually a thing in the game. And then I just realized it's a dumb mistake, which is more common than I would like to admit. Unfortunately. You. Yo. Alright. We'll use our fancy stair roof thing. To make our way up. Ha! You thought you could keep me away from it. But no! I am Super Smithers. Steve Smithers. Can I level with you? I hate that the default Minecraft skin is named Steve. I just think that's such a dumb name. Just Steve. That's the best they could come up with, Steve. I mean, like, I get that they're going for this, like, you know, really low tech, old school, retro look for games. Like, everything's blocky. Steve. I mean, if it would have picked a weird name like Brock. Okay. Brock is a name that makes sense because it's rhymes with block. But that would be even stupider when you get down to it because then it would just rhyme too much and it would be hokey. But Steve, I mean, I would have rather they just didn't name the skin. It just said, it's just Skin 1. Yeah, Skin 1. Nothing wrong with that. It's a good name. Good, respectful name. I'm not going to say American because this is not a, you know, an American product. Well, is it now? Kinda. I'm not sure if you can really call Microsoft American, though. They're kind of an international company at this point. Kind of doing a tired ramble. Alright. Now we're at the top of the tree. Okay, there we go. Now we are talking. Plenty of wood means plenty of charcoal, which means this process keeps going. So as you can see, I have a parallel process going here. I don't have all the resources for this project ready to go like I might want. Like, I know some people, I've mentioned this before, like Daedalus 822, they do a ton of work off camera. They do a ton of mining, and I get that. I totally get that. They like to have the resources ready to go. I like to show efficiency in my process. This is not boring work to me. I kind of enjoy this process cumulatively. So, you know, when I'm talking about processes in my head, and this is kind of like the associate producer perspective, is okay, I've got my smelters. I've got the ability to quickly go to the nether, process these quickly, or process the netherrack quickly, but fuel's a problem, so I keep fuel handy by bringing it all the way upstairs near the worksite. That's kind of pleasing to me, just that kind of problem-solving location, and just even the fact that as I finish the roof, it gets progressively easier and easier to chop down the wood is kind of a fun side benefit, really. I get to kind of problem solve, you know, and it's pleasing to be able to do that, you know. And as I think about it, I hadn't really thought through that the roof was going to help me get to the top of these trees, but it's a cool side effect and it feels good. And I'm just like plowing through the wood, chop, 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 chop. I'm gonna get even better, higher efficiency axe. I could do even better, but a little early in the game for that. A little early. So I do have a decent amount of enchanting set up. I do have a decent amount of books, but I'm not really trying to do a lot of super serious enchanting right now. Just convert that. You know, we'll just convert all that into charcoal. Yeah. Check our fuel. Oh, you can use some. Like. Alright. And you could probably use some. So you see that? Now the only thing that could make that better is if I had hooked up this into all three of these. That would be fun. That would be kind of cool. But that would also be insane. And I don't need to do that. So I can participate, I think, in this process just fine and not have to worry about that too much. So, yeah. So we'll just keep on grabbing our nether bricks, converting them into proper bricks. Alright. And then converting them to stairs. Yay! Alright. And then we'll pick up our saplings. So, I think I've mentioned before in previous videos, and I'm just going to go ahead and reiterate now. I have a very, like, run over here, now run over here, now run over here type of process. And that might seem a little odd, kind of disorganized or anything like that. But really, it's more about keeping up a rhythm, keeping up a flow. And it ultimately gets my job done, you know? And I don't really think people do that much different off camera. I mean, they'll run around and do errands, and they'll try and make it look like they're super organized, but this is not that type of game. This is a task game. This is a task management game. So I don't think there's any point in hiding that. I don't think there's any point in pretending I don't do it. Or I do it any differently than I actually do. So, you know. Might seem a little repetitious, but repetition is something that actually feels kind of good. You know, processes that we repeat that get us the outcomes that we want. This is a sense of success. I was actually watching a TED Talk last night, talking about how the feeling of achievement, even little small goals that are inconsequential, actually adds incrementally little bits on to the end of our lives. It actually extends our life. It makes us healthier. It makes us happier. And I was just thinking, yeah. That's why you play video games. Makes your life long. You know, makes you live longer. Take that, everybody. Of course, as you know, most people would say, video games turn you into a raging psychopath too. But you know, there was this article. I forget where it was. I think it was like I'm gonna say India. That may or may not have been it. They were basically arguing whether or not Minecraft encouraged people to be violent or not. And they said that, you know, yes, it involves creativity and farms and all that, but in order to really progress, you have to kill creatures. And therefore it promoted violence. And I would say maybe defend yourself against creatures. Like, yeah, you're going to have to kill some things, but hey, people, you're alive. You have to kill to stay alive. You kill plants, you kill animals, you squish bugs and don't even think about it. So I just kind of found that to be very, like, get off your high horse. You know, and I'm not a hunter. I don't like to kill things. I make video games, right? You'd think the way that they talk about video games in the world, you know, the developers would just be a bunch of crazy, bloodthirsty lunatics, but you know, really, we're just normal folks. You know, we don't have any crazy tendencies. We don't have any weirdness. We're just people. So, all right. Well, I think that's been about an hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and call this particular stream to be at an end. Let's go ahead and take a look downstairs. Let's go look in the day. Kind of see how this roof is shaping up, because I'm pretty sure this is going to work okay. I think this is square footage wise the largest roof I've ever built. which is probably why it's taking forever. Yes, I burned to death. But it's also one of the coolest, I think. I think this is going to turn out to be quite nice. Look at that. Oh, got skeletons out here. There we go. That's the roof I like to see. Now, eventually, I'm probably going to convert, like I said, the stone into other types of materials. I'm definitely going to swap out the oak. The oak is just to kind of get me there at first. So, hello, skeleton. Here's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm going to just go inside. Go run away. You're killing me. Alright, yeah, so we're just going to call it a day here. If you like this, go ahead and leave a like. Just go ahead and subscribe. If you have any tips or suggestions, go ahead and leave a comment. I actually really do like to get comments because they just make me feel like I'm not alone in the world. So, other than that, you guys have yourselves a great day.